Imagine being trapped, facing a vast and impassable sea. The horizon stretches endlessly before you, a seemingly infinite expanse of water that offers no hope of escape. The waves crash against each other, creating a symphony of despair. The sky above is clear, but it offers no solace, only a reminder of the vastness of the obstacle before you. You feel a sinking sensation in your chest as you realize the enormity of your predicament. The sea is a barrier, an insurmountable wall that stands between you and freedom. Behind you, an enemy army thunders closer, its chariots kicking up dust. The ground trembles under the weight of their advance, and the air is thick with the sound of their war cries. Fear grips your heart. You are completely helpless. The enemy is relentless, their determination evident in every thunderous step. You can almost feel the heat of their breath on your neck, the cold steel of their weapons ready to strike. The desert offers no refuge, only a harsh and unforgiving landscape that mirrors your desperation. There seems to be no way out. Every direction you turn, you are met with obstacles. The sea before you, the enemy behind you, and the barren desert around you. Your mind races, searching for a solution but finding none. The weight of hopelessness presses down on you, threatening to crush your spirit. Then, a miracle happens. In the midst of your despair, a glimmer of hope appears. It's as if the universe itself has heard your cries and decided to intervene. The sea splits before your very eyes. The waters, once a formidable barrier, now stand aside, creating a path of dry land. It's a sight so incredible, so awe-inspiring, that you can hardly believe it's real. The waves, which moments ago seemed so menacing, now form walls of water on either side of the path. The impossible has become possible. The way forward is clear, and the path to freedom lies open before you. A pathway to freedom opens up. The dry land stretches out before you, inviting you to take the first step. Each step you take is filled with a mixture of disbelief and gratitude. The walls of water on either side are a testament to the power of the miracle you are witnessing. As you walk, you feel a sense of liberation, a release from the fear that had gripped you so tightly. The path is narrow, but it is enough. It is a way out, a way to safety. This is the awe-inspiring story of the Israelites' escape through the Red Sea, a story of faith, courage, and divine intervention. The Israelites, led by Moses, faced an impossible situation. Trapped between the sea and the advancing Egyptian army, their hope seemed lost. But through their faith and the power of God, they found a way. This story has been passed down through generations, a testament to the enduring power of faith and the miracles that can happen when we believe. This incredible event wasn't just a historical occurrence. It was a defining moment, a turning point that shaped the course of history. The parting of the Red Sea is more than just a story. It is a symbol of hope and deliverance. It represents the power of faith and God's faithfulness to His people. It is a reminder that no matter how dire the circumstances, there is always a way. The story of the Red Sea is a beacon of hope, shining through the ages, inspiring all who hear it. It represents the power of faith and God's faithfulness to His people. The story of the Red Sea is a testament to the incredible things that can happen when we trust in God's love and power. It shows us that even in the darkest of times, there is hope. It teaches us that faith can move mountains, or in this case, part seas. The story is a powerful reminder that we are never truly alone, and that with faith, anything is possible. The Red Sea story, passed down through generations, continues to inspire hope and courage, reminding us that God can make a way when there seems to be none. It is a story that has been told and retold each time with the same message of hope and faith. It is a story that resonates with people of all ages, a story that transcends time and culture. The lessons it teaches are as relevant today as they were thousands of years ago. It is a story that reminds us of the power of faith and the miracles that can happen when we believe. This story teaches us about facing our fears and believing in the impossible. It shows us that no matter how insurmountable the obstacles may seem, there is always a way. It encourages us to have faith, to believe in the power of the impossible. It teaches us that with faith we can overcome any obstacle, achieve any goal, and find a way out of any situation. The story of the Red Sea is a powerful reminder that we are capable of achieving the impossible when we believe. It's about the incredible things that can happen when we trust in God's love and power. The story of the Red Sea is a testament to the power of faith and the miracles that can happen when we believe. It shows us that even in the darkest of times, there is hope. It teaches us that faith can move mountains, or in this case, part seas. The story is a powerful reminder that we are never truly alone, and that with faith, anything is possible. Join me as we journey back in time to understand the events that led up to this miraculous escape and discover the timeless lessons it holds for us today. We will explore the historical context, the challenges faced by the Israelites, and the incredible faith that led to their deliverance. We will delve into the deeper meanings of this story and uncover the lessons it holds for us in our own lives. So come with me on this journey through history, and let's discover the power of faith and the miracles that can happen when we believe. For generations, the Israelites lived as slaves in Egypt. They faced brutal treatment and endured unimaginable hardships. The Egyptians, fearing the Israelites' growing numbers, made their lives unbearable, forcing them into hard labor and subjecting them to cruel treatment. Every day was a struggle for survival. Their cries for freedom reached the heavens, and God heard their pleas. He had not forgotten his promise to Abraham, their ancestor, to make them a great nation. God would deliver his people, but he would do it in a way that would demonstrate his awesome power and unwavering faithfulness. The Israelites' plight in Egypt serves as a stark reminder of the pain and suffering caused by oppression. It highlights the deep human longing for freedom and justice, a longing that resonates throughout history and continues to inspire movements for change even today. God chose Moses, a Hebrew who had been raised in Pharaoh's palace, to lead his people to freedom. Moses, initially hesitant and uncertain, found himself at a crossroads in his life. He had grown up with the privileges of royalty, yet he was deeply aware of his Hebrew roots and the suffering of his people. This internal conflict made him question his identity and purpose. One day, while tending to his father-in-law Jethro's flock in the wilderness, Moses came across a sight that would change his life forever. He saw a bush that was on fire, yet it was not consumed by the flames. Intrigued and somewhat fearful, he approached the burning bush to investigate this strange phenomenon. As he drew closer, he heard the voice of God calling out to him from the bush. "Moses, Moses," the voice said. Moses responded, "Here I am." God then instructed him to remove his sandals, for he was standing on holy ground. This divine encounter transformed Moses' life. He received a direct call from God to confront Pharaoh and demand the release of the Israelites. God revealed his plan to Moses, explaining that he had seen the suffering of his people in Egypt and had come down to rescue them. He chose Moses as the instrument of this liberation. Moses, however, was filled with doubt and fear. He questioned his own abilities and asked, "Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and bring the Israelites out of Egypt?" God reassured Moses, promising to be with him every step of the way. He said, "I will be with you, and this will be the sign to you that it is I who have sent you. When you have brought the people out of Egypt, you will worship God on this mountain." Despite his initial reluctance, Moses began to feel a sense of purpose and determination. To further equip Moses for the daunting task ahead, God gave him the power to perform signs and wonders. He turned Moses' staff into a serpent, and then back into a staff, and made Moses' hand leprous, and then healed it. These miracles were meant to prove to both Moses and the Israelites that he was indeed sent by the one true God. When Moses finally stood before Pharaoh, he performed these miracles to demonstrate God's power. Pharaoh, however, was stubborn and refused to let the Israelites go. This led to a series of plagues that God sent upon Egypt, each one more devastating than the last, until Pharaoh finally relented. Despite his initial fear, Moses, empowered by God's call, accepted the immense responsibility of leading the Israelites out of slavery. He guided them through the Red Sea, which God parted for them, and led them through the wilderness towards the Promised Land. Along the way, Moses faced numerous challenges, but his faith in God never wavered. Moses' transformation from a hesitant shepherd to a courageous leader reminds us that God can empower ordinary individuals to accomplish extraordinary things. His journey is a testament to the power of faith and obedience. It shows that when we trust in God's plan, we can overcome our fears and achieve great things. God sees our potential even when we doubt ourselves. He knows our strengths and weaknesses, and he equips us to fulfill his purposes. Just as he did with Moses, God can use each of us to bring about positive change in the world. So let us take heart and be encouraged by Moses' story. No matter how inadequate we may feel, with God's guidance and support, we can rise to the challenges before us and make a difference in the lives of others. Section 4. Let my people go, the 10 plagues. Moses, following God's command, confronted Pharaoh, demanding the release of the Israelites. Pharaoh, arrogant and stubborn, refused to acknowledge God's power. and scoffed at Moses' demands. In response to Pharaoh's defiance, God sent 10 devastating plagues upon Egypt. Each plague demonstrated God's power over nature and the Egyptian gods, exposing their impotence and revealing the one true God to both the Egyptians and the Israelites. The plagues ranged from turning the Nile River into blood, to unleashing swarms of locusts that devoured the land. The plagues were not merely punishments but also served as powerful signs pointing to God's authority and the consequences of defying him. They were a testament to God's commitment to protecting his people and fulfilling his promises. Section 5. Escape from Egypt, a race against time. Subtitle, Pharaoh relents. After the 10th and most devastating plague, the death of the firstborn, Pharaoh finally relented and allowed the Israelites to leave Egypt. The cries of the Egyptians echoed through the land, a somber reminder of the cost of Pharaoh's stubbornness. The Israelites, who had long suffered under the yoke of slavery, now saw a glimmer of hope. They gathered their families, their livestock, and what little possessions they could carry. The air was thick with a mix of sorrow for the lives lost, and anticipation for the freedom that lay ahead. Subtitle, Swift Departure. They left hastily, carrying their meager belongings and unleavened bread, a symbol of their swift departure. The unleavened bread, made without yeast, was a poignant symbol of their hurried escape. There was no time to let the dough rise. Every moment counted. The urgency of their departure was palpable, as they moved quickly to avoid any change of heart from Pharaoh. The children clung to their parents, eyes wide with a mixture of fear and excitement as they embarked on this uncertain journey. Subtitle, Journey Begins. Their exodus from Egypt marked the beginning of their journey to the Promised Land, a land flowing with milk and honey. The path ahead was long and arduous, stretching across the vast and unforgiving desert. Yet the promise of a fertile and lush land kept their spirits high. They walked under the scorching sun, their faith guiding them through the barren landscape. Each step was a testament to their resilience and determination to reach the land promised to their ancestors. Subtitle, Pharaoh's Regret. However, Pharaoh hardened his heart once more, regretting his decision to let the Israelites go. His anger and pride clouded his judgment, and he could not bear the thought of losing his workforce. The sight of his kingdom in mourning only fueled his resolve to bring the Israelites back. He summoned his chariots and soldiers, preparing for a relentless pursuit. The clamor of the army readying for battle echoed through the palace, a stark contrast to the quiet determination of the fleeing Israelites. Subtitle, Relentless Pursuit. He gathered his army and set off in hot pursuit, determined to recapture his former slaves. The chariots thundered across the desert, the soldiers' faces set with grim determination. Dust rose in their wake, a visible sign of the impending danger. The Israelites, unaware of the approaching threat, continued their journey, driven by the hope of freedom. The distance between the pursuers and the pursued grew smaller with each passing moment, setting the stage for a dramatic confrontation. Subtitle, Trapped by Sea. The Israelites, finding themselves trapped between the Red Sea and Pharaoh's approaching army, were filled with fear and despair. The vast expanse of water before them seemed an insurmountable barrier, and the sound of the approaching chariots struck terror into their hearts. They cried out in desperation, questioning their fate and the wisdom of their journey. The sense of impending doom was overwhelming as they faced what seemed to be an impossible situation. Subtitle, Path to Freedom. This dramatic turn of events serves as a reminder that the path to freedom is rarely easy. The journey is often fraught with challenges that test our resolve and faith. The Israelites' struggle was not just a physical journey but a spiritual one as well. Each obstacle they faced was a test of their belief in the promise of a better future. The setting sun cast long shadows over the landscape, symbolizing the trials they had yet to overcome. Subtitle, Obstacles Ahead. It is often marked by obstacles and setbacks, testing our faith and resolve. The rocky path ahead was a metaphor for the difficulties they would encounter. Climbing with difficulty, they had to rely on their inner strength and the support of their community. Each step forward was a victory over doubt and fear. The journey was as much about personal growth and resilience as it was about reaching a physical destination. Subtitle, Divine Intervention. Yet, even in the face of danger, God remained faithful to his promise to deliver his people. The Israelites' prayers by the sea were a testament to their enduring faith. As they stood on the brink of disaster, a divine light broke through the clouds, offering a glimmer of hope. This moment of divine intervention reminded them that they were not alone in their struggle. The promise of deliverance was not just a distant hope, but a present reality, guiding them through the darkest of times.